called Slip Inlay, and you can do simple lines or complex patterns of using any colors you want. So what you want to do to start is take some wax and you want to coat your entire piece in wax, which I've done, and I let the wax dry. And then what I did was I thought about my imagery. In this case, the bats, I often just freehand, but I did try using a felt tip pen to mark out some lines, being careful not to break through the wax so that I can make corrections when I carve. If you have unfamiliar subject matter, I suggest practicing and having visual references on hand because you can't make a mistake. All right, so I have a bunch of tools that I'm going to bring to my spot, and I'm going to experiment with which ones make the best mark. You might find that a traditional loop sgraffito tool works well. I don't have that in front of me. This is a loop tool that's finer, which might make a good mark for me. And I've been experimenting with using this one because it makes a pretty sharp line. So what I'm going to do is pick my starting point and just start to make my lines pretty deep. There are burrs here that I'm not going to worry about too much, so I'm going to have to clean them up. This is my little bat. He's got leafy teeth, leafy nose. So as I'm going, I'm deciding what marks to do first, and I'm correcting things that I need to correct. So here's this little arm coming up here. All right, so I would take quite a bit of time and be very careful with my marks. So I'm going to just take a different tool and see if that would make a mark I like better. I'm going to do that on this part right here. So you can see the quality of the mark is slightly different. This is a deeper, wider mark than I made with the other one. Okay, and I'm going to rotate because I did this side. So you can see that there are still burrs and bits of clay in the line. So this technique is very time intensive. It will take a while to clean out the marks and scrape away the raised burrs, and you want to be very patient with this. So this might take you a class or two to get it exactly the way you want it. Once you're done, I have one that's done, the lines are cleaner. I'm going to take some slip, and some people prefer to use a thinner version. I like to use thicker slip, and you can apply it with the brush or rubber rib. I have a soft brush here, and that's what I'm going to use. And I've already stirred the slip up, and I'm just going to lay it, use the bristles to work it into my lines. And the wax will resist and make it easy to clean up. You can see it starting to peel away. I like the soft bristle brush because I can make sure I'm really working the slip into the marks I've made. Now I'll probably do this 2 or 3 times, patiently building up the layers of slip so they're level with the surface, but you don't need to do that. It's personal preference, just like with glazing. So I have on the side a dish of very cold water with a sponge, and I just want to dab it. I'm not rubbing, because I don't want to remove the wax, but I want to see what's happening with the lines. And you can see that it's pretty easy to clean up, and the marks are staying in the cracks. So I'll do that a couple times, and then it'll be ready for firing.